We will talk about engineering data analysis. So first and foremost, ano kaya ang ibig sabihin niya? Ano kaya yung mga requirements natin? At ano-ano kaya yung mga gagawin natin dito sa subject na to? So all of those things will be discussed ngayon. So first and foremost, ito yung ating canvas. Let me take you to a walkthrough of our course canvas course. Sa front page natin, once you have clicked your subject, which is Math 019A, you will be directed to our homepage. In our homepage, you'll see the course description, objectives, outcomes, and some of our quick links. Now for the course description, so let me read. The course includes fundamental concepts of descriptive statistics, probability, and inferential statistics. It also involves presentation, analysis, and interpretation of statistical data and generation of sound conclusions and predictions. So by this definition, pag sinabi natin engineering data analysis, we will talk more about statistics. Let me ask you, meron ba kayong statistics before nung senior high school? Nagkaroon ba ng statistics? Ayan, opo, no senior high school. Ayan, very good. So dahil tapos na kayo sa statistics nung senior high school, wala na tayong gagawin dito. Joke lang. Gusto niyo yan? Pwede ba yan? So dahil tapos na kayo sa statistics ng high school, ayan, you will more likely get a grasp of what to discuss here in engineering data analysis. So para mas alam niyo kung ano pinagkaiba nila, ganito po siya. No? Yung tinake na statistics ng senior high school, siya ay statistics din, parehas ng mga dinidiscuss dito. Yun nga lang, ang method nyo doon ay mano-mano or with calculator, tama ba? Manual with calculator. Tama ba? Now dito sa engineering data analysis, still the same. We will discuss mostly the topics, especially the fundamental topics in statistics. Tapos, yung way of solving natin is not mano-mano na anymore. We will make use of a certain software. So, gagamit tayo ng software in order to solve those statistical problems that we will solve. Tapos, sa subject din natin na ito, apart from applying the use of software in solving statistical data, we will also have case study. Case study to apply the use of any statistical proofs that you wish and any applicable problems that you have found out. So dito sa subject na to, it's more on application tayo, no? Tapos more on how to interpret the response. Kasi before, tinuro sa atin ano yung concept, tapos paano computein mano-mano. Dito, sa ating subject ngayon, tuturo ulit natin, mabalikan natin yung mga tools na yun. Tapos ituturo natin kung paano siya i-solve using the application. And then we will teach you how to interpret those results. And then lastly, you will apply it sa inyong mga case study. So again, that is engineering data analysis. No? So para alam niyo yung pinagkaiba. So parang sa madaling sabi, before mano-mano, today meron tayong software. Also, you may read some parts of our syllabus which are written here. And then some of the things to be discussed, some of the links are also here. Course overview, course instructor, course resources, course module, class recordings, and submissions. By the way, my name is Engineer 1 Miguel Lassen. I am from Industrial Engineering Department. And then I believe in our module, we have there the getting to know you portion. If you wish to share the information about yourself, you may log your response to that discussion. I believe it's here. Yan. Ito. Sa ating module 0, getting to know you. That is for me to know you. Also, dito sa ating quick links, andito rin yung course resources. Once you have clicked this link, you will be directed to our Google Drive. The Google Drive contains all the materials to be discussed here in our subject, including also the syllabus. No? The syllabus, the laboratory manual, the book, sample of the book, case study format, and some of the data. Yan. Tsaka format yun. So those are the things included here in our quick tabs. Pero yung mga yan, iisa-isahin naman natin yan. Course overview, class recording, submissions, yan. And then, modules, this class will run for 6 weeks, approximately 6 weeks, with 6 modules. No? Just like your any other subject. Pero sa subject natin na to, since we will be having case study and most likely yung mga lessons naman ay hindi ganun katagal i-discuss kasi we will make use of software para mabilis din. Most likely, there are meetings where we will tackle not one but 2 or 3 topics instead of one, just one. No? Para mahabol natin na by the end of 6th week ay makapag-present na kayo ng inyong case study. So yun yung everything about our course canvas. Now let me take you also doon sa ating grading system. Now that you know kung ano yung naman na ating canvas, na dito sa part na to, i-discuss natin kung paano nga ba kayo gagawin sa subject natin ito. So first and foremost, ito yung ating mga requirements, major requirements. Sa subject natin, please take note, we will have case study which is by group. We will also have laboratory exercises or practical exercises which is also by group. Kung sino yung group mates mo sa case study, sila na rin yung group mo sa ating practical exercises. No? Yung practical exercises na yan, that is the use of software para ma-practice nyo din kung paano siya ginagamit. And then, for the grading system, same pa din ang grading system sa ibang subject ninyo. So, it is 50% class standing plus 50% exam. Now, for the class standing, ito yung mga requirements natin. No? We have 50% for the quiz, 30% for the assignment, and 20% for the discussion. Again, 50, 30, 20 for a total of 100%. Same formula to be used when computing final midterm grade and final grade. 2/3 of the current term plus 1/3 of the previous term. Now, here is our policy submissions. See the subject natin, there will be no deadlines, only due dates. Pag sinabi natin no deadlines, ibig sabihin, once a date na nakalagay dyan sa mga assessment ay nag-pass, you may still take it. Kasi di ba pag deadline, ibig sabihin, yun na yun. Wala nang extension. Dito, wala tayong deadline but only due dates. The dates that will reflect on all our assessments are just a reminder that you have to take the assessment, that particular assessment, on or before that date. Because if you don't take that assessment on or before that date, you will have a deduction of 5% per day for every day na nag-lapse. So for example, ang deadline natin ay today, November 25, for taking the exam, for example. Pag tinake mo siya kahapon, kung tinake mo siya kahapon, wala kang minus. Kung tinake mo siya ngayon, wala ka ring minus. Kapag tinake mo siya bukas, you will have 5% deduction from your total score. For example, naka-perfect ka, tapos meron deduction na 5% since bukas ka pa mag-take na late ka, di meron pa na lang 95%. So same thing kapag pumalo siya ng next day, no? 10 minus 10% yun, and so on and so forth. So, the more days na maglalapse doon sa ating due date, the more demerit din na ma-earn ninyo. No? The more demerit din ang i-apply sa inyong score on that particular assessment. So, ayun na, wala tayong deadline, only due date. So, ibig sabihin din na yung ating assessments can be taken also beyond the date. Hindi siya maglalak. No? Hindi siya maglalak. So, kailan ang kailan ang pinaka-ultimatum natin? So, ang pinaka-ultimatum natin ay pag nag-encode tayo ng grade. So, as much as possible, all the things that will reflect dyan sa ating canvas, especially kapag alam ninyo mga exam week na or alam ninyo deadline na, please take those things on time para kapag dating na encoding ay hindi tayo nagkakagulatan kung bakit wala kayong assessment na ganito ganyan, bakit wala po kayo na-encode. And when in fact, you have the monitoring of your Canvas. Tama ba? Sa Canvas, kita ninyo kung ano yung mga for deadline, ano yung due date. Tama ba? Ano yung mga na-take nyo na at ano yung hindi pa. So, kita-kita din dito kung ano yung nami-miss ninyo if ever. So para maiwasan yung mga ganon, hindi problema yung mga yan, provided na kayo ay mag-take ng ating assessments on or before the due date indicated. So that's our policy on submission. And lastly, for our schedule. For our official schedule, we have synchronous at saka asynchronous, diba? Our synchronous would be every Tuesday from 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. But it just so happened that today ay noong Tuesday wala pang pasok. Tapos next Tuesday ay holiday. Tama ba? November 30. So for this week and next week, we will meet on Thursday. So today at saka next week Thursday. Tapos balik na tayo ng Tuesday. Ano? Today at saka next week Thursday tayo. Pagdating ng December 7, tayo ay babalik sa Tuesday. Okay. So our synchronous session is every Tuesday from 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. And then our asynchronous is every Thursday, every Saturday. And also, ito pala sa screen. Synchronous natin ay Tuesday, 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. But since holiday next week, we will meet on Thursday next week. Tsaka Thursday ngayon. Also, please be reminded that all our assessments can be taken as soon as they are published. Again, all our assessments may be taken as soon as they are published. So you may take it anytime, anywhere. No, as long as nakapublished na siya. So yung asynchronous natin, basically, it's any day kung kailan nyo siya gustong i-take. Basta hindi kayo maglalap sa due date para walang minus. So ayun na, again, reminder, our synchronous session is every Tuesday, 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. But for next week, we will meet on Thursday, December 2. Yeah. So that's it. Those are the things regarding our requirements. By the way, sa ating class list, you are nakita. Parang sobrang dami. Tingnan pa lang sa atin. And so those are our requirements regarding the boards. Now if you have questions, please let me know dyan sa ating comment section para ma-address natin agad. But if not, at nakakasunod kayo sa discussion natin mula kanina doon sa Canvas walkthrough up to this notes, please let me know if you were able to follow by commenting on our comment section the word math. M-A-T-H. Again, if you were able to follow, please let me know by commenting on our comment section the word math. Ayan, thank you. By the way, as per our class list, you are 50. Dami nyo 50 students. Now for our class, since we will be having case study and practical exercises which needs to be accomplished by group, I suggest, I suggest na yung groupings natin ay random. Okay lang ba yun? Random groupings. So we will have 7 groups with 7 members each, tapos yung isa ay 8 para sakto. Okay lang ba yun? Random ang groupings. So, hahayaan natin si Canvas ang mamili ng groupings para sa inyo, para pantay-pantay. So, yes, ayun. Okay. Sige. Now, for the groupings, we will know the groups later on once we are done na discussing ating first few topics. Ayan, thank you. And thank you also to those who commented, man. And I hope it's true that you were able to follow our discussion regarding those things. Now, moving forward, para makapag-discuss na rin tayo, ay para tuloy-tuloy tayo, let's have our discussion of our first topic, which is Introduction to Statistics. Ganun din, Introduction to Statistics. Ba't pala ito na? Yeah. Introduction to Statistics, Module 1. For our subject, you may see the materials dito sa mismo mga module, pero meron din doon sa ating course resources. Yan. So marami tayong references, pero siguro stick muna tayo dito with the one sa ating module. So let's talk about statistics. So first, let's discuss the word data in statistics. So by definition, a data consists of information coming from observations, counts, measurements, or responses. Grammar speaking or language speaking, when we say data, it is already plural. Tama ba? Ano ang singular form ng data? Alam niyo ba? Datum, very good. Pag sinabing datum, isa lang siya. Kapag sinabing data, it's a group. It's plural, madami. Then data consists of information coming from observations, counts, measurements, or responses. Or in short, any information that you can gather from your surrounding, from your environment, whether it's an observation, a bilang, or sagot, no? Anything, those are considered as data. Those are considered as input. Now, another thing, statistics is the science of collecting, organizing, analyzing, and interpreting data in order to make decisions. So the use of statistics, kasi pag nakita tayo ng data, for example, observation, counts, measurements, or responses, yung mga bagay na yun, they are just data as it is. Kung paano natin siya nakita, kung paano natin sinukat. Now, the use of statistics makes it for us more easy to interpret and for us to make a sound decision based on those things that we have. Kasi kapag nakita natin yung data, okay, meron tayong data. Pero kapag in-apply natin siya ng statistics, yung mga data natin ay inaayos natin, kinocompute natin, or organize, tapos depending on how we want to present it, or depending kung paano siya makakatulong sa atin in making decisions. No? The use of statistics help us to make good decisions or to make suggestions regarding the things that we gather. So dito ay sunod-sunod din. Dito rin sa subject na ito, ganito yung gagawin. We collect the data, we organize the data, we analyze the data, and we interpret the data. So collecting by means of data gathering, organizing by means of tabulating, pagsasama-samahin kung ano yung dapat magsama, analyzing by means of solving, and then interpreting based doon sa result na nilabas, ano kaya yung ibig sabihin nun at ano kaya yung pwede natin maging actions based doon. So ganun gumagana yung statistics. Also, we have here population versus sample. Pag sinabi natin population, it is the collection of all outcomes, responses, measurements, or counts that are of interest. On the other hand, a sample is a subset of population. Kapag sinabi natin population, ito ay tumutukoy sa kabuuan kasi all. Kapag sample, it is just a part of the population which can be used to represent the whole population. No? So parang ganito, pag sinabi natin citizen ng Philippines, pag tayo ay tumutukoy sa kabuuan na tao, that is population. Pero kung kukuha ka lang, for example, magsusurvey ka ng Filipino tapos pipili ka lang ng ilan, for example, yung ginagamit sa mga survey, SWS, yung mga Grand Pulse Asia, kumukuha sila ng 2,000, tama ba ako? 2,000 people, 2,000 Filipinos to represent the whole Filipinos. So, ang tawag natin doon ay sample because they are the subset of a population. So, ang purpose nito, si population, ito yung kabuuan, no? Pero in real life, it's hard for us to gather all the responses from the whole population or for the whole set. Na para mas makakuha tayo ng valid number at saka makakuha tayo ng grasp na kung ano yung response ng buong population, we tend to get the responses of the sample set. No? For example, yun, so guys sa Pulse Asia, saka SWS, kung merong 14 million na Filipinos, pipili lang sila ng 2,000 to represent yung kanilang responses. And dapat yung bilang ng sample mo is valid, it is logical, it is statistically approved na yun yung tamang bilang for you to get that could represent the whole population. So yung 2,000, pinampit nila yon at yun yung lumabas na pwedeng mag-represent sa buong 14 million Filipinos. Parang ganun siya. And also, an example din ng population sample is for example sa mga manufacturing or for example sa mga Meralco, kayo IDE, no? So, halimbawa sa mga poste. So, halimbawa sa Metro Manila, merong 100 na poste. Sabihin na 1,000. Tapos, there sisira or parang inaanay kasi di ba gawa yun sa kahoy. Pero yung ngayon ay bakal na semento na yung ngayon. So for example, gawa sila sa kahoy or may problem. So halimbawa, ang gusto din yung malaman kung i-retain nyo ba yung use of kahoy or hindi. So possible na instead of surveying all the 1,000 poste, possible that you will get some few samples to represent the 1,000. Ang tawag natin doon sa representation of few numbers ay sample. Now, kung whatever it is na magiging outcome nun, that could be the response also to represent the whole population. No? Meron lang siyang plus-minus confidence percentage or margin of error. Parang ganun siya. So that is population versus sample. Next, ayun, yun yung ibig sabihin din. Now let's talk about parameter and statistics. A parameter is a numerical description of a population characteristic, and a statistic is a numerical description of a sample characteristics. Or sa madaling sabi, parameter is the population and statistic is the sample. So, ibig sabihin yung mga ginagawa natin pala, it is most likely for the representation of the population, which is the sample itself. Yeah. Another thing, we have branches of statistics, namely descriptive and inferential statistics. Pag sinabi natin descriptive statistics, let me read, it involves the organization, summarization, and display of data. Pag inferential, it involves using a sample to draw conclusions about a population. Pag sinabi natin inferential, ay pag sinabi natin descriptive, we are pertaining doon sa data natin na general. Tapos ang mga ginagamit natin na tools for us to interpret or for us to summarize the data ay yung mean, median, mode, range. Again, sa descriptive, doon tayo gumagamit ng mean, median, mode, range. So alam natin kung ano yung average nila, ano yung gitna nila, no? Yun yung ginagawa sa descriptive. It's more of description. Like for example, meron kayong class cards, distribution, tapos tinanong yung teacher ng principal sa class mo, ano ang average ng inyong estudyante? So, collectively, you will describe kung ano nga ba yung average nila. Sir, base sa average ng lahat ng estudyante ko, sila ay nakakuha ng 90%. No? So, yung descriptive statistics, ang application niya ay, ang tools na ginagamit sa kanya ay yung mean, median, modes, and yung application niya ay yung mga ganyong instances, ganyong question for you to have a grasp of the current situation lang. Yung ganon. Pag ano yung pinakamataas, no? Through mean, median, mode, alam mo din kung ano yung pinakamataas. So that is also only to describe the data. Now there is another thing which is inferential statistics, whereas we make use of statistical tools to interpret yung mga data natin. Ito yung may mas malalim na pag-i-interpret. May mas mabibigat na tools na ginagamit, such as the use of t-test, z-test, correlation, no? Regression, ANOVA. So dito inaalam natin kung may relation ba yung data A to data B, may kinalaman ba sila, parehas lang ba sila. No, it's more of mga questions na hindi nasasagot ng mean, median mo. No? So yun yung nasa inferential statistics. And dito yung mga sagot na ginagamitan ng actions. So again, that is descriptive and inferential statistics. Before we move forward to types of data, let me know if you have questions regarding our first part. May question po ba sa ating first part? Yeah. If not, at if wala kayong question, let me proceed. Let me continue with the data classification. Yan, lipat lang ako ng reference para ma-address natin yung iba. Yan. Another representation din, balikan ko lang, no? Population and sample. Kapag sinabi natin population, ito sa lahat ng kotse. A sample item selected from the population. Ito yun. No? Itong anim na to, which from the population, is a good representation of the whole population. Itong sample set na to. Now, para alam din natin kung ano nga ba yung number, paano ko na-compute yung particular number that will represent ito, we make use of Slovin's formula. Yeah. Kung bakit 6 lang ang pinili dyan out of 30, no, it must be valid. Now, based dito, we make use of the Slovin formula for us to get the sample. No? The formula for Slovin's is ito. To get the sample size, it is equivalent to the population size, yung kabuuan, over 1 plus the kabuuan, E squared, whereas yung E, siya ay margin of error. And by default, ang margin of error natin ay 0.05. No? 0.05. Dito sa subject na ito, 0.05 ang gagamitin natin. Pero pwede rin mag 0.1 para hindi gano'ng kadami yung data. Yeah. So dito sa formula, kapag in-apply natin yan, ito siya. For example, meron kang 240 na population. For example, ito ay sapatos. So kung meron 214 na sapatos, gusto mong malaman kung ilan doon yung pwede mong i-check to represent kung lahat nga ba ay may sira or lahat nga ba ay ayos. Kasi ang dami ng 240. So for you to get kung ilan nga ba yung dapat i-check mo, apply mo lang yung formula. So by applying the formula, you have 240 over 1 plus 240 multiplied 2. For example, ang napili mong margin of error ay 0.04. Si margin of error ay discretion ni researcher. So in this case, ang kanyang nilagay na margin of error ay 0.04. So by applying the formula, ayan, you will get, halimbawa, finalo mo yung formula, you will arrive at a result of 173.41. So, ibig sabihin, instead na i-check mo yung kabuuan ng 240 na sapatos, you just need to check 173.41. Kaya dahil wala namang bilang, especially kung tao yan or units na 0.41, you always round up. Again, we always round up. We don't round off. We always round up. So, to compensate, ang dapat na kanyang population sample size to represent the 240 population ay 174. Yeah. So, 174. So, ganun din yun dito, no? Kaya naging 6 yan from 30 kasi ginamitan ng Slovaks. No? Kung hindi ganun, ang ginawa dyan, ganon ang gagawin niyo sa research. Yan. For anything, di ba? Kasi it is best na meron siyang basis kung bakit naging ganon, kung bakit yun yung ginagawa. Pag napakitandaan, that is Slovin's formula. So the next time that you do survey, that you conduct survey, and you don't know the number, the valid number of sample to get, yan, make use of the Slovin's formula. Inferential, sa taas yung kanina. Now, let's discuss yung type of data. Okay. So, for the classification of data or the type of data, we have the first classification, which is qualitative versus quantitative. Pag sinabi natin qualitative, that's our numerical. Pag sinabi naman natin quantitative, it is non-numerical. No? Baliktad. Pag sinabing quantitative, quantitative, numerical. Pag sinabing qualitative, non-numerical. Kapag sinabi nating qualitative, it could be either dichotomic or polynomic. No? Dichotomic or polynomic. Pag sinabi natin qualitative data, these are information or data na hindi numbers. Like for example, yung gender, nationality, marital status, yan. Diba? Hindi sila number. Kapag quantitative naman, for example niyan, age, height, weight, yung mga yun, distance, no? Since they are numerical in nature, those are quantitative. Now, under qualitative, it has two types, namely dichotomic and polynomic. Pag sinabi nating dichotomic, a certain question have only two responses, either of the two lang. Kapag polynomic naman, it's 3 or more. For example, on dichotomic, we have gender and marital status. Pag sinabi natin gender, it's either male or female. Kapag marital status, it's either single or married. Diba ganun lang yung reference doon sa mga forms, yan, single or married. Sa Facebook lang naman yung madami. So, ganun din sa ibang mga questions. If merong mga questions din na yes or no, true or false, as long as dalawang qualitative ang sagot, then that is considered as the dichotomic. Dichotomic. On the other hand, polynomic naman kapag multiple. For example, the brands of PC, we have lots of brands of PC to choose from. So that is polynomic. Also, we have lots of hair color to choose from, lots of colors, di ba? Pagpipilian ng kulay, yan. Polynomic yan kasi madami sila. And marami pang iba, flavors of ice cream, no? Sa multiple choice, the ABCD, no? And many other things. As long as marami, that is polynomic. Basta hindi sila numerical. On the other hand, we have quantitative, and under quantitative, we have discrete and continuous. Kapag sinabi natin continuous at saka discrete, ang pagkakaiba lang nila ay ganito. Si discrete ay lahat ng data na nabibilang, no? Nabibilang, counting, countable. Kapag kay continuous, these are the data which cannot be counted but rather measured, sinusukat. Ito ay binibilang, ito ay sinusukat. Kasi diba, may mga bagay na sinusukat kasi hindi mo sila kayang bilangin. Same thing, may mga bagay na binibilang mo lang kasi hindi naman siya sinusukat. For example, discrete, children and families strokes on a golf ball. So yung bilang ng bata sa isang pamilya, yun ay hindi sinusukat, yun ay binibilang. Bibilangan mo lang kung 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. Same thing din kung nakailang palo ka sa golf. Tama, kung nakailang, tama ba? Palo yan, stroke on a golf ball. So same thing din kung halimbawa magbibilang ka ng poste, magbibilang ka ng araw, diba? So that is discrete, binibilang mo siya. On the other hand, continuous naman, we make use of tools to measure. So another example dito, weight of a student. In order for you to get the weight of a student, you need to use the weighing scale. Amount of income tax paid. For you to get the amount of income tax paid, you need to compute through calculator. Parang ganun, di ba? So same thing din, yung height mo, we make use of tape measure or metro, di ba? In order for you to get yung mga yun, kinakailangan may panukat or sinusukat. So, kailangan alam niyo yung nature ng data kasi baka maging mali yung iyong paggamit iyong pag-gather ng information. Like for example, yung bigas. Yung bigas, saan siya? Is it discrete or continuous? Saan dapat ang bigas? Is it discrete or continuous? Sabi ng classmates ninyo ay continuous. Yan. Ito pala, by the way, paano tayo mag-proceed? Ito, tandaan nyo na to. The moment na makita nyo at may encounter, ang spelling ng continuous ay ito. C-O-N-T-I-N-U-O-U-S. Ayan. C-O-N-T-I-N-U-O-U-S. Ayan ang spelling ng continuous. No? Yung continue, papalitan mo lang to. Ayan. Yeah. Observe yung spelling niya para the next time. Tama na yun. Continuous. Ayan. So, si bigas, siya ay continuous. Very good. Tama siya. Continuous. Kasi yung bigas, hindi natin yung kaya bilangan isa-isa. Diba? Kada butil. So, we rather use weighing scale for us to get the measure of that particular set of bigas. Yeah. So those are the types of data. A data can be qualitative or quantitative. Qualitative data can be dichotomic or polynomial. On the other hand, quantitative data can be discrete or continuous. Okay. So yun yung mga pinagkaiba lang. Another thing, we also have numerical scale of measurement. Under the numerical scale of measurement, sa iba-iba rin yung tawag na ito, levels of measurement. For the levels of measurement, we have nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. So, balik tayo sa kabilang reference. Palipat-lipat ang reference kasi iba-iba yung presentation nila. Mas maganda yung isa for that topic, mas maganda yung isa for another topic, and so on and so forth. Yun. So, first, we have nominal. Itong level of measurement, we have 4 levels of measurement, tapos naka-hierarchy sila. Ang first level natin ay si nominal. By definition, nominal is calculated using names, labels, or qualities. No mathematical computations can be made at this level. Pag sinabi nating nominal, these are non-numerical or yung mga qualitative. No? For example, colors in the US flag, walang number yun. Names of students in your class, walang number din. Textbooks you are using this semester, wala rin number. Yeah. So they are just mere data. Mere data lang. We have second level which is ordinal. It is arranged in order but differences between data entries are not meaningful. Kapag sinabi nating ordinal, meron siyang arrangement, merong pagkakasunod-sunod. Pero yung interval nila ay wala siyang kinalaman kung doon sa kanila kung saan sila ipapwesto. Like for example, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Yan. Also, meron din tayong first, second, third, fourth, fifth. For example, di ba, meron tayong top 1, top 2, top 3, top 4. Possible na magkakaiba ng interval yung top 1 to top 2, top 3 to top 4, top 2 to top 3, di ba? Possible na magkakaiba interval nila. So, possible, ang meron lang doon, we are certain that it is arranged in order. So, kapag ganun ang instances, that is ordinal. Same thing, numbers on the back of each player's shirt. Yung mga yun ay for arrangement lang, di ba? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on and so forth. And the same thing, the top 50 songs played on the radio. So kanina meron tayong mga qualitative sa nominal. So ordinal naman yung naratank. No, yun yung parang mga ina-order. Yun yung kanila mga keyword. On our third measurement, we have interval. Data and interval measurement are quantitative. A zero's entry simply represents a position on a scale. The entry is not an inherent zero. Yeah. So dito sa ating interval, ang meron tayo dito ay numbers pa din, numbers na, pero yung number itself, ang pinaka-clue dito is dapat yung data na yon, ang possible lang na mathematical operation for it ay add or subtract. Add or subtract. It cannot be divided. It cannot be multiplied. Parang ganun. Arrange in order, the differences between data entries can be calculated. For example, temperatures, years on a timeline, and yung wins sa isang tournament. So yun yung interval. Ang possible lang na tools ay plus or minus. Yan. Di ba yung ating years on a timeline, it's either, ilang taon kaya ako pag yun ako halimbawa naging 20 years old, ilang taon na kaya ako noon? Parang ganun, di ba? Same thing with temperature. Pag temperature, halimbawa, kung ikaw ay pumasok sa kwarto na ito, gaano kaya kalaki yung mababawas? Parang gano'n, di ba? Hindi natin siya kino-compute as times or divide. No? We make use of minus or plus lang. And so on and so forth. Now, for our last, we have ratio. Ito yung pinaka-highest level. Data at the ratio level of measurement are similar to the interval, but a zero entry is meaningful. A ratio of two data values can be formed, so one data value can be expressed as a ratio. Dito sa ating interval, walang meaning ang zero. Tama ba? Kumbaga dito sa Fahrenheit, specifically, di ba, walang Fahrenheit ba yun? O degree Celsius, yung degree Celsius. Yung degree Celsius kasi nasa gitna lang yung zero itself, yun. So dito, merong kinalaman si zero. Pag sinabing zero, talagang siya ay zero, as in wala. Dito sa ratio level of measurement, ang kinaibahan niya, pwede siyang plus, minus, pero pwede din siyang divide at saka multiply. Yan. Like for example, the computation of grade point averages, in order for you to get those things, you need to multiply it to the particular unit of that subject. Yun. A ratio of two data values can be formed, so one data value can be expressed as a ratio. And usually, ang mga ratio ay yung mga decimal. Pero pwede rin yung interval na may decimal. Pero most likely, it falls under C. So, ito yung pinaka-highest level of measurement. Now, to summarize, ito sila. Pag sinabing nominal, pwede lang siyang i-put into categories kasi nga qualitative siya. Pag ordinal, aside from this one, it could also be arranged. Pag interval, aside from this two, ang pwede sa kanya ay mag-subtract. Pag ratio naman, aside from this three, it can also determine if one data value is a multiple of another. Ibig sabihin, divide yun, di ba? Divide or times. Yan. So those are the differences between nominal, ordinal, interval ratio. So madaling sabi, nominal, qualitative, ordinal, rank or order, interval, subtract, ratio, divide, multiply. So yun yung differences between the levels of measurement. Yes, may question po ba? Napindot na. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So that is the thing about levels of measurement. No? By the way, if you have questions regarding the things that we have discussed so far, the levels of measurement, at saka yung ating types of data, yan, please let me know dyan sa ating comment section kung may tanong. But kung wala, kindly key in the word data. Again, if you don't have questions, please let me know by commenting the word data. Ayan, very good. I hope it's true. By the way, if you happen to have missed some parts of the discussion for today, feel free to watch the recording, which will be available later. Now, moving forward for our experimental design, this is how we do statistical solving. Ito yung usual. First, we identify the variables of interest, the focus, and the population of the study. Before tayo mag-conduct ng research, inaalam natin kung ano-ano kaya yung mga hahanapin nating data. Diba? At saka sino-sino yung susukatin natin or ano-ano yung mga hahanapin natin. Pangalawa, develop a detailed plan for collecting data. If you use a sample, make sure the sample is representative of the population. Now that you know kung ano susukatin mo at sino yung mga pagkukuhaan mo ng data, the next thing to do is alamin mo or planuhin mo kung paano ka kukuha ng data or ng sample from the population itself. So first, you may make use of the Slovin's formula for you to get the actual number, or possible din na yung the usual na plano, kasama din the usual na plano, saan mo i-deploy, for example, yung questionnaire, gagamit ka ba ng questionnaire, interview, saan ka pupunta, and so on and so forth. Pag ready na yung mga yon, that's the time that you will collect the data, since you know kung ilan yung kukunin, saan kukunin, at ano yung kukunin, kailan, ano, saan. And then, number 4, pag meron ka lang data, you need to describe the data. You can only describe the data once you have organized it, and then once you have analyzed it through the use of statistical tools, whichever is applicable. Now, sa statistical tools, you can make use of calculator kasi alam ko pwede rin doon. Pwede rin yung usual na mano-mano or yung ating software. By the time na meron ka ng result, that's the time that you will interpret the data and make decisions about the population using inferential statistics. Yan. Kapag okay na, pwede ka nang gumawa ng decision based on sa answer. And lastly, identify any possible errors. I-check mo din at the end kung meron kang na-miss or meron kang mali. That is to double check yung inyong solution nga ba ay tama and it addresses yung kanyang concerns. So yun yung the usual, no? Parang nga nag-solve ng mga math problems. So ito yung kanyang step by step. Also, ito ay some of the terms to think. Let me read it. In an observational study, a researcher observes and measure characteristics of interest of part of a population. Usually ito, kinokonduct yan sa mga community. Yan. Or halimbawa sa mga testing. For example, kasama din dyan kapag isa testing ng gamot, ino-observe ko anong may side effect ba. Yan. In an experiment naman, a treatment is applied to part of a population as responses are observed. Yan. Ay pag-observational study, it could be generally na meron kang ginawa or meron kang in-apply. Pag-experiment, ito yung meron ka palang sinusubukan at hindi pa proven. Yan, experiment. Kasama rin dyan yung mga laboratory experiments. Yan. A simulation naman is the use of a mathematical or physical model to reproduce the conditions of a situation or process. Kapag sabi nating simulation, it is the representation of the whole system using numerical measure. And usually sa simulation, ginagamit dyan ay regression analysis. For you to get a grasp of prediction of what will happen if I put number 1 here, what will happen if I put number 2 here. No? Through simulation to the mathematical model, you can predict kung ano magiging output niya. Diba? Isipin na lang may mathematical formula at pag nag-input ka ng isang number doon, ano yung magiging result? Diba? Through a mathematical model, madali i-predict kung anong mangyayari. So that's simulation. Same thing din dyan kung may mga simulation ng mga mini-age work. Yun. And then lastly, a survey is an investigation of one or more characteristics of a population. So pag sinabi nating survey, ito yung pagtatanong, pag kukuha ng data from the population, particularly doon sa mga sample. So it could be through interview or possible then through the deployment of questionnaires. Diba? So those are two types of surveying. So ito ay census and sampling, the same thing kanina. Census ang tawag kapag population, sampling kapag part of population. Kaya di ba kapag di ko alam kung anong buwan sila madalas umiikot, yung PSA, ang tawag nila census. Nagsisensus po kami, magsisensus po kasi nga they are actually getting the entire population, getting the number of the entire population. Now, another thing, since now we know itong mga method of collection, data collection, let's talk about the way we can get yung samples, on how we can get yung samples. So, ito yung mga ways on how to get the samples. First, we have stratified. So, pag sinabi natin stratified, it has members from each segment of a population. This ensures that each segment from the population is represented. For example, you have a group of freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors. Sa school. Kapag ikaw ay kukuha ng sample, halimbawa, na-compute mo na ako ilang sample. Kailangan, for example, it is a requirement for you na meron kang representation. So kapag sinabi nating stratified, kukuha ka ng tigi-ilang sample from every group that would represent yung whole. No? For example, ito yung kabuuan, tapos namili ka, at ang napili mo ay sila, yung mga naka-red. So, ganito siya. Itong dalawang to, they are a good representation of the whole freshmen. Silang tatlo for the sophomore. Silang dalawa, good representation of the junior, and so on and so forth. The same thing din na yung silang lahat na nakapula is a good representation of the answers of the whole, all the respondents. So again, that is stratified. Gina-group, tapos kada group pipili ng representative. No? Ganon yung stratified. On the other hand, we have cluster. A cluster sample has all members from randomly selected segments of a population. This is used when the population falls into naturally occurring subgroups. Again, naturally occurring subgroups. Ibig sabihin nito, sila ay identical. For example, hindi ko bet itong representation niya. Balik tayo dito. Imagine na yung mga to, itong group na to ay section 1, grade 5 section 1, grade 5 section 2, grade 5 section 3, grade 5 section 4. So dahil sila yung pare-pares ng nature, possible na gumamit ka ng cluster. Si cluster, ang ginagawa natin ay nakahati pa rin sila into groups, pero ang pipiliin mo to represent the whole ay pipili ka ng isang group. Tapos kung sino nandoon sa loob ng group na yon, lahat na sila ang iyong isa-survey to represent the whole. So for example, pinili mo sa section 4. Yung magiging sagot ni Section 4 ay valid response na yun for all. For Section 1, Section 2, Section 3. That is to represent the whole. No? So, ganun si cluster. No? Si stratified, again, ginroup tapos pipili sa kada group. Si cluster naman, ginroup tapos pipili ng isang buong group to represent all. Ganun siya. So, that's the difference between stratified and cluster. At tawag pala natin sa kada group ay strata. Strata. Kapag stratified. Kapag cluster ay cluster. Pero to generalize, group tawag. We also have systematic sample. It is a sample in which each member of the population is assigned a number. A starting number is randomly selected and sample members are selected at regular intervals. So sa madaling sabi, kapag sinabi natin systematic, ganito siya. Pipili ka, parang kang naka-program. For example, sinimulan mo dito. For every fourth na lilipas na banana, ano ba banana yan? Yun ang iyong pipiliin. For example, pinili mo yan. Every four saka mo pipiliin at titingnan. 1, 2, 3, 4. O, tingin. Titingnan mo siya to check. Another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yung mga nakayelo, papalagpasin mo lang. Yung mga nakapula, sila yung mga titingnan mo lang. So usually yan, ito yung may mga every fourth, every second, every 10th, every 5th, no? Kapag gano'n na nakita ninyo, that is systematic already. Or kung gano'n kayo nag-survey, no, pipiliin ko yung kada pang-limang lalapit sa akin or kada pang-limang dadaan sa harapan ko. Sila yung bibigyan ko ng survey. Parang gano'n. That is systematic. And then, we also have convenience sampling. Convenience sampling consists only of available members of the population. Si convenience sampling, kung sino yung available on that particular time, kung ano yung kaya, si convenience sampling, by the word convenience, it is the discretion of the researcher kung ilan, kung sino, kung saan kukunin, no? For example, merong 1 million na population, pero ang gusto mo lang i-survey ay 5. No, kapag ganun, wala kang basis, at tawag doon ay convenience. Kasi iyon ay base sa inyong convenience. No? So yun yung ating 4 na type. Pero meron din tayong tinatawag na simple random. Sana yung simple random. Wala dito sa slides, pero meron din tayong tinatawag na simple random. Yung simple random, ano ba? Simple random ang pangalan na. Simple random technique. Ito yung same thing ng mga sa loto. All the population, all the sample have equal to, all the things inside the population have equal chances to be selected. No? So kung merong 100 population, 100 balls, lahat sila ay may tigwa 1% to be selected. Kung may 10, they have 10% to be selected each. Parang ganun. Simple random sample. Each sample of the size has an equal chance of being selected. So, ganun yung sa bingo, lahat ng mga letter doon, so a number. Ganun din sa lotto, lahat ng bilog doon, lahat ng bola. Yan, lahat sila ay may equal chances. So, kapag may equal chances, sila ay simple random sampling. Yan. So, again, to reiterate, no? Yan yung simple sampling, simple random. Kapag convenience, nakadepende sa researcher kung ilan. Systematic, merong mga end. No? Kapag cluster, hinati sa group, pipiliin yung isang buong group. Kapag stratified naman, hinati sa group at pipili ng representatives kada group. So those are the types. So those are the method of data collection. Anong tawag sa kabila? Sampling techniques. Those are the sampling techniques. So yun yung mga bagay na yun. So possible na kapag kayo ay gumawa ng research, possible na alamin nyo din kung ano yung best na sampling techniques sa inyo. Diba? Kung ano yung best na sampling techniques na applicable. Kasi there are best way to represent yung whole population ninyo. Ito pala yung sampling techniques. Para mas madali siyang maintindihan, mas maganda kung gumamit ng tamang sampling technique. Pero kung wala na mga applicable, ito yung pinaka-common, the simple random. Or kung wala talaga at wala kang talagang oras at gusto mo talaga ikaw masusunod, convenience sampling. Yeah. So those are the sampling techniques. And we are now done with our first part. First part pa lang pala yun. And done na tayo with our first part. If may question kayo regarding sampling techniques, please let me know dyan sa ating comment section. But if not, at nakakasunod, kindly key in the word sample. Sige, kung may question pala kayo dyan para ma-address natin. Sample. Pero kung wala, sample. Ayan, thank you. I hope it's true that you were able to follow. Now, let's move forward with descriptive statistics. So, sa subject natin, today, we will talk about descriptive statistics. Na kung ano yung mga measure niya, kasi ito lang sila. Method of central measurement. And then after which, we have probability. And then after nun, inferential statistic tools na tayo. So, discuss natin to kasi madali kami. We have method of central measurements. We have mean, median, mode, range. So, by definition, eto sila. Mean is summing up all the observation and dividing by number of observations. Ito yung kanyang way to get. So, it is also called as the average. Si median naman, it is the middle value in an ordered sequence of observations. So, for you to get the median of a number sequence, kinakailangan arrange sila from lowest to highest. And then kung ano yung pinakagitna, yun ang median. If walang gitna, kung ano yung dalawang nakapagitna sa gitna, add mo yun and then divide 2. Sa mode naman, the value that is observed most frequently, the mode is undefined for a sequence in which no observation is repeated. Pag sinabing mode, ito yung number na paulit-ulit or most times na nag-appear na given set. Kapag walang naulit, walang mode. Kapag dalawang set ang naulit, edi dalawa yung iyong mode or tatlo and so on and so forth. Ang range naman, it is the difference between the largest and the smallest observation. Ayun siya. So, ayun ang ating mean, median, mode, range. So, para mas madali at may apply natin, let me have an example from you. Ay, sorry. So, wala na to kasi binura ko na. So, let's have an example. Pingin ako numbers from 1 to 10. Diyan sa ating comment section, pingin numbers from 1 to 10. 8, 9, 7, 5. Wait lang po. 8, 9, 7, 5. 2, 6, 6, 3, 9, 9, 4. 2, 6, 2, 6, 6. 2, 6. 6, 9, 9, 4. Parang may 3 yun. Yan. 1, 3. Okay. 1 and 3. Ayan. Thank you for all your number suggestions. So for example, ito yung set natin. Kukumpitin natin ngayon yung kanilang mean, median, mode, at range. No? So for us to compute yung mean, median, mode, range, ganito siya. So sabi natin, mean is obtained through summing up all the observation and dividing by number of observations. So bilangin mo natin kung ilan sila. So by measuring, they are 13. 13, tama? Sabi ay yung 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. O, 13. Pero before ka maggawa niyan, ito yung mga dapat mong gawin, no? Una, ay arrange in ascending order. Ascending pataas. And then pangalawa, count. Okay. So ito yung unang mong gagawin lagi kung mag-solve, arrange in ascending order, and then pangalawa, count the number. So arrange natin sila. Arrange through this one. I-arrange ko lang sila. So dito kay Word, may pang-arrange na tayo. Matic. So yan to. Arrange in ascending. Okay. Yan. So dahil naka-arrange na siya, balik ko na siya. Yan. So yan yung kanyang arrange. Number 2, count the number. And then nabilang natin kayo na 13. Diba? So punta na tayo sa ating pag-solve ng sabi natin, summing up all the observation and dividing by the number of observations. So kapag yung mga yan ay in-add ninyo, ano ang total nila? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 divided by, sabi dito, the number of observations, which is 13. By 13. So ilan yung sum nila? 72. Same ba with others? 72. 72. Ayun, na-confirm 72. So lagay natin dito 72. So, ang sum nila ay 72 divided by 13 kasi 13 sila. Yan. Then we will get that. So, 72 divided by 13, yan po yun. We have 5.54. Ayan. So, lagyan natin 5.54. So, ibig sabihin, ang average nila, ang mean ng mga numbers na yan ay 5.54. Diba? Ganun lang mag-compute ng mean. Another thing, for our median, it is computed as the median value in an ordered sequence. So kung ito yung ating ordered sequence, alin dyan yung gitna? Diba? Alin dyan yung gitna? Ang formula para makuha si median ay ganito. Yung number plus 1 divided by 2. Okay. N plus 1 divided by 2. So, paano yun? Ang N natin ay 13 plus 1 is 7. It's 14 divided by 2, it's equivalent to 7. 7. Yan. So, kung ano yung pang 7, siya yung ating pipiliin. So, bilangin natin mula kaliwa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yan. So, dahil siya yung nasa 7th place, siya yung ating median, 6. Average of the two numbers beside the center. No? Ito yung pwede, pero ito din yung pwede mathematical model. Same din naman yan kung gagamitan mo ng formula na ganyan or hindi. So, kapag odd, automatic yung gitna na talaga, which is 6. Kapag even, di nasa pagitna. For example, sila ay ganyan. Sila ay 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yan, 11, 12. plus 1, that is 13 divided by 2, 6.5. Diba? So, pupunta ka sa gitna ni 6 at saka ni 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which is ito at saka ito. And then, divide mo sila, yun yung inyong median. Ganun siya kapag even. Now, for the mode naman, sabi natin, mode is the most frequent value to appear. Now, which among these numbers is the most frequent to appear? 9. Tama? Very good, 9. Kasi si 3, dalawang beses lang. Si 6, dalawa lang. Si 6 ay 3 beses. So, siya yung pinakamarami. So, lagay natin 9. And then lastly, range. It is computed as the difference between the largest and the smallest number. Since this is arranged in ascending, kung na may dulo dito, minus yung dulo dito, edi yun na yung range. So, the answer is 9 minus 1. Then you have 8. 8. Ayan. Tama? So, given yung inyong mga binigay, we have the mean of 5.54, region of 6, range of 9, at saka mode of 8. Diba? So, ayun na siya. That's how we solve for mean, median, mode, and range. Ganyan lang tayo mag-solve ng mean, median, mode, and range. And para mas madali at para mas maintindihan nyo din, let's make use of another set of data para ma-i-apply nyo. So, pingin akong numbers from 1 to 20. Yan, pingin ako numbers from 1 to 20. Ano ata to ha, mga mansal. Mansal na yan. Yan. May ba? 9. Check ko kung ilan na ha. So we have already 20. Oh, sakto na. 20. Okay. Hinto na tayo kay 9. Para may time 20. O sige na nga, 21. Yan. So we have 21 numbers here base sa inyong mga binigay. 21 numbers. 3 columns. Ayan. So, ito yung data sets natin. So, hanapin natin yung anyong mean, median, mode, at range. Ayan. So, ito yung binigay yung data, no? Ano kaya? Yan, kita ba yan? So these are the data that you have given me. Yan. So ang gagawin ninyo ay kukumpitin ninyo yung mean, median, mode, and range ng mga binigay ninyong numbers. And then, kung sino yung makapagbigay sa akin ng first 3 people na makapagbigay ng tamang sagot sa akin ng mean, median, mode, range through PM, ay makaka-receive ng plus points sa ating exam next week. O exam natin agad next week, di ba? Prelim exam. So again, all of you must compute for mean, median, mode, range. Tapos, ito, yung binigay niyong data, i-compute nyo yung mean, median, mode, range. Tapos, iti-PM na sa akin yung sagot ninyo for mean, median, mode, and range. So, paano mag-PM? Click niyo yung pangalan ko dito sa BBB. Tapos, start a private chat. No, wag dito sa public chat, start a private chat. For example, ewan ko kung ginagawa niyo ba yun. Gagawa niyo yan for sure. So, for example, si Arsenas. Yan. Pag chinat mo sa A, yan. May kita ko na yan. Parang gano'n. Si Duquesa, ayan. Diba? So, gano'n. Yun lang. So again, the first three people who will send to me via PM the correct answers for mid, median mode range. who got it. Who got it correct. But first, let's solve for it first. So, ang tamang sagot sa ating problem ay kinompute ko gamit ang Excel. Yan. So, turunan ko paano din kung mag-solve gamit ang Excel. For mean, median, mode, at range. So, for mean, ganito sinosolve yun, no? Para makuha si mean, kahit na ito siya ay ungrouped, kahit na hindi siya naka-arranged, pwede mo masolve yung mean, median, mode, at range, no? Pag kay mean, ang kanyang function lang ay average. Average, open parentheses, highlight, and then close. So, ganyan para makuha si average. Kung ang sagot nyo ay 12.38, yan. Tama kayo sa inyong average. For the median, equals median, open parentheses, highlight, tapos close. And then, pag okay na yan, enter. Kung sagot nyo sa median ay 12, then you are correct. Dito sa part na to sa mean, walang mean na function kay Excel. Ang meron lang ay average. Kay mode naman, mode meron, open parentheses, highlight, and then close. Kung sagot na ito, edi tama kayo. And last for our range, dahil wala ring range dito na function, ganito siya ginagawa. Alam natin na ang formula ng range ay highest minus lowest. So, highest, which is max, open parentheses, highlight, close. Ang ilalabas na yung pinaka-highest sa kanila. Minus, mean, open, highlight, and then close. So, para makuha si range, that is max, nung range na yon minus yung mean ng range na yon. Pag okay na yan, you have 22. So, the correct answer ay, ayan, 12.38, 12, 22. So, kung ganyan ang sagot nyo, yan, tama kayo. Pero dahil ito ay paunahan at patamaan, I saw a lot of correct answers din sa inyong mga PM. But the first people who got the correct answers are, base ito sa inyong mga timestamp, no, ay sina De La Vega, Macabago, at Enaje. Congratulations, De La Vega, Macabago, at Enaje. So all of you will receive plus points sa ating exam next week. Yan, nakakasunod ba? May question ba regarding mode of central measurement, mean, median, mode, range? So far, meron ba? So again, that's De La Vega, Macabago, Enaje. Thank you. Now, let's go back to our discussion. Yan. So itong ating ginagawa dito, sila ay tinatawag natin na ungrouped data. No, ungrouped. Pag sinabing ungrouped, wala silang group. Ungrouped. Tapos meron din tayong tinatawag na grouped data. Yan, meron tayong tinatawag na grouped data. Oops. Yeah, we have here our example for group data. Para hindi natin makalimutan, ilagay ko yung pangalan niya dito. Yeah. Okay, for our group data, ganito siya, no? Naka-group kanina, Hiwa-hiwalay sila. Pag group data, nakasama-sama lang sila. So we have here our scores. Ang scores natin ay 1 to 3. No, ang range niya ay 1 to 3. From 1 to 3, tapos another range natin is from 4 to 6, 7 to 9, and 10 to 12. At ang kanilang mga frequency ay 5, 4, 6, and 7. Parang ganito. Ang mga numbers ng 1 to 3, nag-appear sila ng 5 times. AD from 4 to 6, it appeared 4 times. 7 to 9 sila ay nag-appear ng 7 times. Parang ganon. For a total of 12. Siguro, we can make use of this data din. So, pwede natin yung group. Kung i-group nyo yan, possible na gagawa nyo rin siya dito ng hatian. For example, 1 to 5, 6 to 10, 11 to 15, 16 to 20. Parang ganon. Tapos bibilangin mo lang kung ilang beses sila nag-occur. So yun yung ating frequency. So in this case, sa ating example, si 1 to 3 nag-occur sila ng 5 times, 4 times, 6 times, 7 times, for a total of 22 times. Ngayon, kapag mag-solve tayo ng group data, meron tayong tatlong kinakailangan, which is the cumulative frequency, cumulative F, frequency, and then we also have the midpoint. And then, midpoint multiplied to frequency. Yan. So, paano sila ginagawa? Si cumulative frequency, ganito lang siya kino-compute. Sa una, copy mo lang yung frequency na katapat niya. Pag una, copy lang yan. Kapag sunod naman, itong nakuha mo dito, plus mo sa kasunod na. Ito ay zigzag. 5 plus 4, you have 9. 9 plus 6, you have 15. And then 15 plus 7, you have 22. Nakuha ba yun? Zigzag lang yan. So, given in frequency, yes. Given. Or, possible na naka-ungroup siya, tapos kayo pa yung mag-group. Parang ganun. Pero dapat, given na kung ilan yung mga yan. So, parang ganyan. Siguro para mas madali, pwede siguro natin gamitin ito. Yan, no? Sige, gamitin lang natin yun dyan. Tanggalin ko yung data natin. So, hatiin natin sila from 1 to 5. Sorry. 1 to 5. 6 to 10, 11 to 15, and then 16 to 20. Up to ilan ba ito? Up to 30 pala tayo. 21 to 25. Parang wala naman nag-30 eh. Okay, from 1 to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Lagay ko 4. 6 to 10, 1, 2, 3, tatlo. 11 to 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Ginagroup natin sila para maging group data. 16 to 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. And then yung 21 to 25 is for a total of 21. Tama? 4 plus 3 plus 7 plus 6 plus 1 ay 21. 13 plus 7 plus 1, 7. Ayan, 21. So yan naka-green, ayan yung given. No? Given siya. Now let's compute for these three things. Cumulative frequency, midpoint, at saka midpoint times frequency. Si cumulative pa din, ganun pa din, copy lang yan. And then zigzag, 4 plus 3, 7. 7 plus 7, 14. 14 plus 6, 20. 20 plus 1, 21. Malalaman mo tama yan kapag parehas siya dito sa total. So that is for our cumulative frequency. Next naman, let's compute for the midpoint. Si midpoint ay kino-compute by ganito. I-check ninyo kung ano yung gitna nito. So ito ay kinocompute by five plus 1 divided by 2. Highest minus highest plus lowest divided by 2. Yan. Highest plus lowest divided by 2. Yung term na pang doon, yun. Hindi, yung mismong value na yun na yun. So we have the midpoint ng scores. Dito ka titingin ko nasaan yung range. So 5 plus 1 divided by 2, you have 5 plus 1, 6 divided by 2, 3. Yan. Tama ba? Dito naman, 10 plus 6, which is 16 divided by 2, you have 8. Ito ay 13. Ito ay 18. Ito ay 23. Tama ba? Okay. Itong yan ay i-apply dito sa scores sa mga yan. Gawin ko ito kulay blue kasi dito siya ina-apply. Yan. Ay. Yan. Yan, para alam niyo kung ano yun. Yan. After that, kapag okay na yung midpoint, let's compute for midpoint times frequency. Si midpoint times frequency, ayan na yun. Itong midpoint, i-multiply kay frequency. So, multiply lang yan, no? 4 times 3, we have 12. 3 times 8, 24. 7 times 13, do the math. 6 times 18, do the math. 23 times 1, 23. Ayan. Pa-compute po ilan to? $91. Thank you. How about yung isa? $108. Thank you. 108. Ayan. Pag okay na yan, table na yan. Thank you. Pag okay table na yan, then we can proceed with mean. Mizan. Mode and range. Yan. Actually, pag solve nito, yung iba dyan ay mahirap. Komplikado rather. So for computation of mean, median, mode, ganito lang siya. Si mean ay computed siya by ganito. Sum of midpoint x frequency divided by total frequency. Ako ba yun? Si sum daw ay nako-compute by summation of all midpoint times frequency divided by the total frequency. So gawin natin, i-add natin to. Ilan to? 12 plus 24 plus 91 plus 108 plus 23. Ilan siya? I-divide natin yan sa 21, which is ito. So ilan po siya? Ang total niya? 258. Thank you, thank you. So 258 ito. So lagay din natin 258. So if you have 258 divided by 21, then the mean of this group's data is ilan? It's 12.29. Ayan, thank you. 12.29. So the answer is 12.29. Thank you po. Now for our median, we will not compute for actual median, but rather we will compute for the median class. So si median class ay kino-compute by means of n divided by 2 tapos locate higher. Ilo-locate natin yung may higher na cumulative frequency. So paano yun? ano ang ating median class. So, ganito siya na, no? Yung n natin, which is yung total natin, ito yung total is n, yan lang. N divided by 2. Ang n natin ay 21. No? So, 21 divided by 2, that is 11.5. Tama ba? 11.5. So, ngayon, hahanapin mo kung nasaan si 11.5 sa cumulative frequency. So, tinan mo, nasaan siya kay cumulative frequency. So, si 11.5 na 21 over 2, hahanapin mo kung saan siya. Siya ay nagpo-fall in between 7 and 14 cumulative frequency. Sabi dito, locate the higher. Since higher si 14 compared kay 7, then it is safe to say that our median class ay kung nasaan yung 14. Therefore, our median class is yung scores 11 to 15. Yeah. Again, ang ating median class ay 11 to 15. Ayan po siya. So again para ma-compute si median class, kinakailangan n over 2. 21 divided by 2. Pag okay na yun, ilocate dito. Hanapin kung saan siya nakapagitna. Yung higher sa kanya na value, yun ang ating median class. Next one, for our mode. Si mode, ito ay ganun pa din. Most frequent. Most frequency. Most frequency. Pero ito ay yung may pinaka-highest frequency na range. So in this case, ang most frequency dito ay C7, which is C11 to 15. So ang sagot ay same, 11 to 15. Ayan po siya. 11 to 15. And then, for our range, may range pa dito. Parang hindi na pinakompute yung range, pero ganun din yung range. Wala, hindi na siya pinakompute. Yan. So ito lang tayo, mean, median class at saka mode for group data. So for group data natin, ang sagot natin ay mean natin is 12.29, ang ating median class ay 11 to 15, mode class ay 11 to 15. Yan, class. Ano pa yung specifics, pero ito lang yung mahalaga. Class. So, tingnan natin, no, kanina, ang ating ungroup data, ang ating mean ay 13.38. Diba? 13.38. Ngayon, ang ating mean ay naging 12.29. So, it is possible to change pala kapag ganyan, kapag from ungroup, ginawa nating group. No? Pero they are just magkalapit lang naman. Pero yun nga, nagbabago siya. So, yun yung pinapakita ng group data at saka ungroup data. So it is best that you check the instruction first kung sila nga ba ay gagawing group or as is lang sila na ungroup. No, kasi possible na magiging iba yung result nila. And that's how we compute for group data. Ayun lang. May question ba regarding sa group at ungroup data, mean, median, mode, range? By the way, if you have questions regarding those two topics, please let me know dyan sa ating comment section para mabalikan. But if not nakakasunod, kindly key in the word center because there are mode measures of mode yun. Ang tawag sa kanila ay method of central measurement. Center. Yun. So, edi, kapag nakita niyo tong data nito, you could infer na ang average nila ay 12.38, which is gitna nga. Mode nila 12. Parang nasa gitnaan lang. Dito naman, kung halimbawa ang pasado dito kung over 25 ay 12.5, you are safe to say na most of the students ay bagsak kasi 12.29 lang, di ba? Dito din, you are safe to say that the students are bagsak din kasi 12.38 ang average. Yan, di ba? Parang gano'n. Sir, sa group data, palagi po bang may scores? I mean, yung groupings ba yung set? Yung set palagi siyang given. Yung kung ano, yung hatian, yung may tinutukoy dyan. Kung paano magiging hatian. Yes, oo, palaging given kung paano magiging hatian. Pero kapag mga research na ninyo, kayo na yung bahala kung paano yung gusto yung hatian. Pero kapag mga problem solving natin, it is already given. Ayan. So again, that is mean, median, mode, range through group and group data. So now, for our last part, let's talk about decile, quartile, and percentile. It's our last topic for today. Ay, ang dami ko. Then, decile, quartile, and percentile. So thank you. I hope it's true that you were able to follow our discussion. Now, for our last part, let's talk about decile, quartile, and percentile. Hanggang 1:30 tayo, di ba? Tama ba? 1:30, 10:30 to 1:30. Ang last hour. Hagdip na lang to. So marami daw. Day 1, madami na. Kasi introduction, para next meeting, focus tayo sa probability. Next topic is about probability. Now, dito sa decile, quartile, and percentile, by definition, ang nakita ko ng definition ay kay quartile. Data can be divided into 4 regions that cover the total range of observed values. Cut points for these regions are known as quartiles. Pero ano nga ba ang quartile, decile, percentile, at saan sila ginagamit? So si quartile, decile, at percentile, sila ay ginagamit for ranking, for arrangement purposes. Ang mga pinaka-significant applications nila ay yung ating MCAI. MCAI at saka sa ML. Diba end season, kung naglalaro ka ng ML. Sa end season ng ML nakalagay doon kung kayo ay SA, B, C, yung mga ranking nyo daw. Tapos nakalagay doon, you are grade 9 on 95%, ganto-ganyan. You are grade on 96%, parang ganon. So yung mga yon, that is not your score, but rather that is your possession on all the people who are playing the game. Same thing with NCAI. All the percentage that you can see there is not your score, but rather your possession to all the people who took that particular exam. So paano siya ginagawa? Kapag 95 ang nakita nyo, for example, that is percentile, 95%, then you are safe to say na ikaw ay mas mataas sa 95% na nag-take ng exam na yun. No? Yun ang purpose niya. Kapag halimbawa nakalagay 99, so ibig sabihin ikaw ay mataas sa 99% na nag-take ng exam na yun. Mas mataas ka sa 99%. Same thing kung 75, mas mataas ka sa 75% na nag-take ng exam. Pero mas mataas sa yun 25% na nag-take na exam. Same thing din kung 99 ka, merong 1% na mas mataas sa'yo. No? So, ganun siya ginagawa. Ganun siya kano-compute. Ganun yung application niya ng quartile, percentile, at decile. Now, to compute, ang ating formula ay generic lang. Our formula is ito. N plus 1 times I minus I over X. Yeah, I over X. So to compute yung ating quartile, decile, and percentile, ito yung ginagamit nating formula. N plus 1 times I over X, whereas N is the number of samples, I is unknown, ito yung hinahanap, and then X is yung ating divisor. Ano tawag ko dito dati? Wala. Okay. So yan yung ating tawag, no? X in divisor, unknown yung I, number of samples yung N. Whereas yung divisor, it could be any of the following. Kapag decile ang hinahanap, 10. Kapag percentile ang hinahanap, 100. Kapag quartile, 4 ang divisor. Sa unknown, meron nakalagay dyan, for example, na letter. I mean, meron tayo dyan sa given kung halimbawa, D1, D2, D3, P1, P2, P3, Q1, Q2, Q3, mga ganon. No, for us to know. Pero para mas madali at maintindihan natin, pengi akong digits from 1 to 10. Pengi digits from 1 to 10. So we have this set of numbers. We have 12 numbers. No? Unang-una sa lahat, palagi nyo silang arrange in assembly. Then, binigyan nyo ako ng number, arrange natin sila in assembly. We have yan. And then, pagsunod-sunod rin na ang natin. Yan. So, ito yung ating data for our example. So, for example, hanapin natin si D5. D5. Yan. Paano natin nahanapin si D5? So, we will make use of the formula. So, in order for us to look for D5, copy natin tong formula. Ibig sabihin, nahanap natin si decile 5. So, si D5, ang kanyang formula ay ito. N plus 1 times I over X. Ang N natin ay 12. So, lagay natin dyan, 12. Ang I natin, hinahanap natin ay 5. So, lagay natin dyan ay 5. Ang X natin, since dahil B ang hinahanap, decile ay 10, lagay natin ay 10. Okay. Ayan. Pag okay na, ay decompute. So, what is 12 plus 1 times 5 over 10? So, the answer is 6.5. Tama? 6.5. Yan. So, dahil 6.5 ang answer, ibig sabihin, yung answer natin naglalies sa 6.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tapos ito yung 7. So, siya ay somewhere in between those two numbers. Tama? In between siya ng 6 at saka ng 7. So, ito yun. Si D5 ay naka 6.5. Pero ano yung particular na number niya? In order for us to get it, ganito natin siya kukunin. No? Ganito siya kukunin. So, titignan mo muna kung ano yung may 6. Pang 6 term mo. Ang 6 term natin ay si 6. Yan. Tapos dahil may 0.5 tayo, yung 0.5 na decimal, i-multiply natin yon sa difference ng dalawang number na nagkagitna kay 6. Pinagpagitna kay 6.5, which is 7 and 6. So we have 7 minus 6. But okay na yan, 6 plus 0.5 times 7 minus 6, then we will have our D5. Okay. Yan, ito na lang. So we have 6 plus 0.5 times 7 minus 6. Okay, bakit natin siya ginawang ganyan? Since yung ating given, kinukuha natin na D5 na score ay may decimal, in order for us to locate specifically kung ano yung mismo number na nasa D5, kukunin natin pati yung sa decimal. So una, yung whole number, hahanapin mo kung nasaan siya. No? Bilangin mo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yung 6 term, automatically copy yun, plus yung decimal. 0.5 is 0.5. Multiply natin yon sa loob ng parenthesis ang ilalagay ay yung dalawang numbers na nagpagitna dito. So, since ito yung 6 at ito yung 7 term, at ipag-minus natin sila, multiplied to the decimal. And then by applying this equation, then we could arrive to the value of D5. So, ilan ang value ng D5? Ilan ang value niya? 6.5 din ba ang value niya? Very galing. So, ang value ng D5 ay 6.5 din. Ayun. Ang value ng D5 ay 6.5. Ito yung final answer. Possible na kapag hindi ganito yung set, hindi 6.5 yan. Nagkataon na ganun na. Ayun. So, again, that is D5. How about, let's compute for P50. So kapag P50, same thing din. Let's make use of the formula. P50, we have N na 12, Y. Ang ating I ay 50, tapos ang ating percentile ay 100. Yan. So, ang sagot dyan ay 6.5 pa din. Tama ba? 6.5. 5 over 10 ay 1 half. 50 over 100 ay 1 half din. Multiplied to 12 plus 1, so 6.5. So, parehas lang din yan ang magiging sagot, by the way. No? So, 6.5 din ang sagot. Pero bakit kaya ganon? Ibig sabihin, pare-parehas lang din ang value kapag magkakatapat lang. Hanapin ko yung figure niya. So, ganito siya, no? Pagkakaparehas lang siya. For example, ito. Ito ay quartile, ito ay decile. Si decile ay hinati lang sa 10, si quartile ay hinati lang sa 4. No? So, tapat din yan yung half ni quartile, yun din yung half ni decile. So, si percentile, kung meron man dyan, hinati lang din siya sa 100. Si Q2 ay equivalent, parang ganito yung reference natin. Si Q2 ay parehas lang din kay D5, parehas lang din kay P50. Diba? Same thing din, si Q1, since siya ay 25%, Q1, siya ay parehas kay P25. Yan. Si Q3, parehas din kay P75. Yan. Tapos, si P20 at P2, parehas yan kay P20. Si P6, parehas yan kay P60. No? Ganyan. So, may mga pare-parehas. No? Imagine nyo lang, tapat-tapat lang sila. No? Bawa, isang set, hinati ng 10, ng 100, hinati ng 4, yan. Hindi magiging magkakatapat lang din yung mga numbers na ito because they are just multiples. Yan. So, ganyan yung hatian. Yan. So, ayun lang. So, another thing, let's have sa Q naman. How about Q1? Let's compute for our Q1. So, same thing din ang formula. 12 plus 1. Tapos, multiply. compute, we have 50. Ito, sa ating Q, we have 1. Tapos yung ating denominator, dahil quartile siya ay 4. Yan. Then we have 12 plus 1 times 1 over 4. Ilan ang value? 3.25. Thank you. So dahil meron tayong 3.25, pupunta ka muna doon sa value na may 3. So, hanapin mo si 3. 1, 2, 3. Dahil si 2 ang nandoon sa 3 na place, lagay mo dyan ay 2. Diba? 2. Tapos, add natin yung decimal na 0.25. Multiply doon sa number na nagpagitna kay 3.25, which is 2 at saka 5. So we have 5 minus 2. So, ano ang sagot sa 2 plus 0.25 times 5 minus 2? Ilan ang sagot? Ilan? 2.5, 275, 3.5. Alin natin siya? 2.75. Okay. So, ang sagot ay 2.75. Ayan. So, ito po ang ating sagot, no? Ayan ang ating sagot. So, si Q1, ang number na nag-fall under sa first quartile ay 2.75. So, same thing yan din ay P25. No? Yan. Okay, last example. B. Ito ay divided by 12. Ito ay 12, di ba? Ano kaya ang mga whole number dyan? Ito ay 275, Q1. Dito siya. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Parang wala siyang maging whole number kasi 13. Wala yung gitna. Diba? Anyway, let's have P. Lagay tayo ng 80. 75. P80. Now for P80 or P85 na lang. Alangan. For P85, ganun pa rin. Copy the formula. 12 plus 1 times ito ay 85. Dahil P ang nakalagay, ito ay 100. So, what is the value of 12 plus 1 times 85 over 100? 11.05. Ayan. And then, after nyan, punta kayo sa 11th term. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Si 9 ang ating 11th term. Plus, ang ating tira sa decimal ay 0.05 multiplied 2. Ito, di ba? We have 10 minus 9. Then, we have the answer. Ilan po yan? 9.05. Parang gano'n yan. 9.05. Ayan. So that is the answer. Ayan. So that's how we compute for percentile, decimal, quartile. Diba? Madali lang siya. Ito ay odd number. Ito ay even number. Kapag odd number yan, for example, nagkaroon pa ako dito ng 10. No? Magkakaroon dyan ng full number and automatic yun na isagot. Wala na kayong kailangan gawing ganito. Nasa kanan. For example, may nalagay akong 10, hinanap ko ay D5. No, Q2 na lang para ipasulat. So kay Q2, even na yung bago, may nagdag akong 10 sa dulo. So ganito siya mangyayari, no? 10 plus 1 over 2 over 4. Ang value nito ay, sorry, ito ay 13 na. Ito ay 7, tama ba? 13 plus 1, 14, divided by times 1 half, 7. Yan. So, dahil yan ay whole number, pupuntahan mo na lang yung value na yan, yung 7. So, bibilangan mo lang 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. O, 7 na naman. 7. Hindi ka na nag-compute ng ganito kasi nga whole number na ito lumabas. So, kapag ang value mo dito ay siya ay naka-odd number, yan. Ang tendency niyan, malaki yung chance na whole number siya. Mostly. Pero kapag siya ay even, mostly, ganito rin siya. Magka-second part na pa. And that is our example regarding decile, quartile, and percentile. May question ba dyan? Bago tayo mag-proceed? May question ba? Walang question. Kapag may question, pakilapag lang dyan. Yan. Dahil wala kayong question, pingi ulit akong number from 1 to 30. Diba? 1, 2, ilan na ito? 13. Gusto ko madami pa. Madami pa. Pengi pa. So, yan, last one, 26. Ay, isa pa. Yan, 11. Okay na yan. So, I have 21 ulit. 21 digits. Yan. So, ano ang gagawin natin? Doon pa tayo na. Ayan. Okay. So, we have here our data. Ay, wait lang pala. Nakalimutan ko. So, meron tayong tinatawag na interquartile range, IQR. Interquartile range. Sa interquartile range, ang kanyang formula ay Q3 minus Q1. Nakapit na natin kanina yung Q1. Tama ba? Which is ito, si Q3 wala. Pero yun na, kung mo po ang value ni Q3, ipa-minus mo doon si 2.75. Yun ang ating interquartile range. Isa lang naman yung may pangalan dyan. Interquartile range, Q3 minus Q1. Yun lang. So, possible din na magkaroon ng P85 minus P50. Pag ganon, that will be 9.05 minus 6.5. Diba? So, same thing din kung halimbawa, D5 minus Q1. Yun. Possible yun. So, ito yung ating given. So, find the following. Number 1 is yung ating IQR. Yun yung formula, Q3 minus Q1. Tapos, hanapin nyo din si D5 at saka si P80 minus D20 at saka si Q4 minus P10 and then D8 minus Q P9 40. So ito yung hahanapin nyo, no? First two na makapagbigay sa akin ng tamang sagot. Lagyan nyo lang numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ah. Gusto ko sana isang enteran lang. No? Ayun ko sana ng putol-putol. Yan. So ito nga hanapin nyo. IQR D5, D80 minus D20, Q4. Yan. Para madali siguro, sorry, D40. Ayan. IQR D5, P40, P80, yan. So on and so forth. First two na makapagbigay sa akin, through PM din ulit ito ah. Through PM, yun, will receive plus points sa ating exam next week. Kasabay nung nakakuha kanina. Ayun lang. So yan yung given. Hahanapin ay bumaya. Thank you. Check na po natin. Pa-check ng mga sagot. Pero pa-double check. Okay. May habol pa po ba? It's 1:10 on the clock. Meron pa po ba? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So that's our given. So now let's solve for our problem. PM. Huwag sa public chat. PM. Okay. So let's solve. So pag-solve ko, gumamit ako ng Excel. And I'll show you also how to do it through Excel. So kanina mana-mana tayo, di ba? So ngayon, Excel, para it will save us a lot of time. So ganun din sa subject natin to, no? We will make use more of the softwares, of the computer. Kasi sa totoong buhay, no, computer na yung mas efficient way of solving things, such as this one. Now, in order for us to solve for IQR, D5, D40, D80, yan. Ang bayan. Gagamit tayo ng computer. Okay. To solve, number one, kay Excel, ang meron lang tayong function dito, by the way, ay quartile at saka percentile. So dahil alam naman natin na si decimal ay convertible to percentile, then pwede natin siyang i-apply dito as percentile kasi wala tayong decile. Decimal lang. Si percentile also, meron tayong EXC at saka INC. No? Ang ginagamit natin ay EXC. No? Hindi ko sure kung saan ginagamit tong INC, pero EXC ang ginagamit. Same sa mano-mano yan. Okay, for our IQR, again, IQR is Q3 minus Q1, di ba? IQR is Q3 minus Q1. So dahil walang IQR na function dito, ganito siya kino-compute. Quartile dot EXC, open parenthesis, yung array natin. It could be ito na hindi arranged or ito na arranged. So I prefer ito na lang para row. Tapos comma, tatanungin ka niya kung alin siya ay. So sabi natin third quartile, so 3. Lagyan natin 3. And then close. Meron ka na ngayong Q3. Minus quartile ulit, dot EXC, open, highlight, comma, since X natin is Q1, lagay natin ay 1. Pag okay na yan, pag kompleto na yan, Q3 minus Q1, and the enter. By the way, pag mag-a-arrange yung number, ito lang yun. No? Kailangan tig-isang line sila. Highlight nyo lang tapos ito, sort. Smallest to largest. Tapos, ito lang. Kung gusto mo itong range number, arrange na siya. Ito yung finished version. So that is for our IQR. If your answer is 19 sa IQR, then may chance ka pa sa plus. For our D5, since wala tayong D, we only have percentile, and we know for a fact that D5 is equivalent also to P50, yun ang gagamitin natin. Percentile.exe, open, highlight, comma, sabi 50, dahil dito ay tumatanggap siya ng decimal, lalagay natin ay 0.5. Close. 0.5 or P50 or T5, pare-parehas lang sila. Enter. 15 ang sagot. Tapos, i-check natin yan, no? I-check natin yan dito sa range. Ito yung in order. Ang Q2 natin ay 15. Tapos, ang ating, tama. Ito siya. D5 ay 15 kasi ito yung kalahati niya. Ayun siya. Check natin si IQR. Si IQR ay Q3 minus Q1. Ang Q3 natin ay 26 kasi divide 2 yan. 26 naman. 26 talaga lalabas dyan. Tapos dito 6 and 8, lalabas dyan ay 7. So Q3 26 minus 7, ang answer ay 19. So confirm na tama siya. Regardless kung ano-ano siya ginawa ng Q3 muna bago Q1 for diretsong ganito. KP40, percentile, .exe, open parenthesis, highlight, Tama. Dahil 40 yan, 0.4. Close. Enter. Yan ang sagot. Next one, for P40, P80 minus D20, get to siya, equals percentile.exe, open, highlight, comma, 0.8 minus, wala tayong decile, percentile ulit, .exe, open, highlight, comma, 0.2, close, enter. And then sa baba, Q3 minus P10, Q3 natin, quartile, .exe, open. Ito, 3, close. Minus P10 percentile.exe, open, highlight, comma, 0.1 kasi 10 siya. Close. Yan. So, ang sagot ay 90, 15, 11.8, 21.2, and 21. Yan. May nakakuha ba? Tama ba? Wala nakakuha? Ayan. So, ganun po yung tamang sagot. Ayan. So, again, no, possible that you use your calculators, mano-mano version, or you may also use itong Excel. Kasi ito ay available for everyone naman, I believe. So, ayun lang. So, again, the answer ay for IQ. Or may isa ko nakita, kaso may mali siya, number 4. Mali yung number 4 niya. So, ang sagot ay, again, IQR. Yeah. IQR is 19, D5 is 15, D40 is 11.8, D80 minus D20 is 21.2, tapos Q3 minus P10 is 21. Ayan. Ito yung tamang sagot. No one got the correct answer. May isang student dito siya mali. Pero dapat complete. Ayun pa. So again, that is percentile, decimal, quartile, and percentile, decimal, and quartile. Ayan. May question po ba? Ang nakuha, sir, pwede po makakuha ng copy ng file na yan. Itong Excel, sige lang. Nakakahilo po yung, sir, nakuha ko po sa D20 is equals to 44. Sige, check natin yung D20 ah. Si D20, ganito siya na percentile, .exe, tapos highlight natin D20, so siya ay P20 na 5.4 siya. Mahirap pag mahirap siguro kapag di kayo masyado nag-Excel, naggagamit ng Excel, kasi ganyan. Pero kung yung formula natin na mano-mano, it will give you the same result din naman. Ito kasi may halong coding di ba ganyan. Ito, P40, 5.4. Hinala din to kay D20. Ay, sorry, D2 ba yung tinatanong mo? Sir, nakuha ko po sa D20. Ay, sorry. Mali pala ako sa number 4. Wala palang D20. Okay. So, tama yung isa kong nakita. Walang D20 kasi ang D pala ay hanggang 10 lang. Sorry. Okay. So, mali yan. So, mali yan sagot. Hindi magtatagma yung sagot namin. So, yung isang student na yon ay tama. So, na yun. GCOM. Parang may isa pa. Dalawa hinahanap natin, no? Gicom at saka De Guzman. Tama ba ako? Gicom at saka De Guzman. Ayun, may pot, ayan. 80s na yung pangatlo. Ay, pang-apat. Kasi walang B20, sorry. Dapat yan ay B20. Yan. So, ang nakakuha ng tamang sagot ay sina Gicom at saka, sino yung sabi kong isa? De Guzman? Yun, De Guzman. Sige, ino-note ko muna. Man ay 104. Si Gicom ay 108. So, mas early yung dalawa. Ayun. Pero tama yung sagot mo pala. Tama yung sagot mo, Kaskan. Yung sa D20, ayun. Yung sa D20, dalawa tayong D20, ayun. X yung given eh. Pero tama yung mga sagot mo.